Hi, my name is Ryan Sullivan, and this is the first installment in my How to Play Jazz Guitar series. Today we're going to talk about Autumn Leaves, which is a very easy to play jazz standard. Okay, so it goes like this. Okay, great. So how do we solo over that? Okay, well, first thing is we got to know the chords, because in jazz you have to solo, you have to change your solo to reflect the chords. That people want to hear the chords go by in the guitar player's solo or whoever's solo. And so it's different than rock guitar soloing, because in rock guitar soloing, as most of you know, you just, if the song's in E, you just play E blues scale over the whole thing. You sound like, like whatever rocker. Okay, now, but in jazz, you have to reflect the chords. So as a guitar player, you have a tremendous advantage over other instruments in this regard, because guitar players, we can see the notes on our fretboard. We can see the shapes. So that's what worked for me. So I play shapes based on the chords if I have an entire measure. Okay? I have a different philosophy for other things. If there's two chords in a bar, I use a completely different philosophy, and we'll talk about that in a later video. But for this one, so we have a... Okay, so we got 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, good. So you got 4 beats of A minor. So I'm going to play A minor pentatonic, okay, and then I'm going to do a D. One of my favorite things to do is to use approach notes to a chord. So here's a D. So I want to make this easy for everyone to follow. I could do that, or I could play a scale, or anything else I want to do. Okay, good. Then there's G. Okay, so here, here is a G major. So here's the associated shape in that area of the neck. Okay, because we're thinking in terms of shapes for right now. And then a C. C major 7. Okay, no big mystery. Okay, so think C chord. Okay, play a C. Okay, a C pentatonic shape there. Okay, now, so that's how we approach the first 4 bars. Okay, and then the last 3 bars are is F sharp minor 7, B7, E minor, a 2, 5, 1 in E minor. Okay, but we'll talk more about what that means a little bit later. But for right now, just know that an F sharp minor 7, okay, this is a chord that scares rock people, okay, and it's a chord that's got a lot in common with a blues scale. Actually, you can play a blues scale over these chords, except you can't play the raised 5th. You have to play the flat 5. So right. Oh, from the blues scale, the blue note, the flat 5. So, and if you do play the normal 5th, the perfect 5th in the blues scale, then just use it as an approach note. And then no one will notice. For B7, okay, you got lots of options. In jazz, there's no right or wrong. Okay, there's just don't play anything horrific. Sound like you know what you're doing. Okay, for B7, okay, it's a B. It's got a lot in common with a B major-ish kind of shape. So so you can play one of those. My little secret is to play a diminished scale over that, and I'll throw that in just to be clever. And then for E minor, you just gotta, you throw in an E minor lick there. Okay, so it goes something like this. So 1, 2, 3, we go. Okay, so that was like a good way to solo over the first 8 bars of Autumn Leaves. And I did it merely with shapes, okay? And over the diminished chord, whenever, here's my little secret in life. I got 2 secrets. Whenever you have a 5-to-1 progression, if it's a minor 5-to-1, minor 5, a 5 to a minor 1, 5 to a minor 1, I play a diminished scale. And if it's a 5 to a major 1, then I play a melodic minor. And I'm going to show you all about that later. But you know, you could just play shapes. So, you could also, I played something fancy there. I played a diminished over the B. But, if you played something like just a regular, ordinary, that still works. There's nothing wrong with that. So you could go like, and then, well, that's not going to win me a Grammy, but we need to talk about that real quick. In summary, with this video, is that the main reason why most people can't play jazz is because they're hung up on getting a Grammy Award-winning solo. And as long as you have that mentality, you are holding yourself back. So let me explain something to you. Why can't most people who are otherwise decent musicians play jazz? It's quite possibly a few valid answers to this question, but from my experience, it boils down to one's ego. Let me tell you something. If you are waiting until the day you are ready to play jazz gigs before you start actually doing them, then you will never, ever, ever be ready to play jazz. Jazz is a learn-as-you-go experience for everybody. Everybody. You do not need to be a musical genius to successfully survive a 3 or 4 hour jazz gig. And you certainly don't have to be the best player on the stage. You just have to have you playing together enough to not bring shame on yourself or the band that you're playing with or the person that hired you. Okay? You have to get over your ego of being this guitar superman. You must first aspire to be merely competent. If you are simply competent as a jazz musician, your reputation will blossom and great things will happen for you. Thanks for watching.